Hey everybody. So first off, I want to say thank you for watching these videos. I didn't know that they would get such a great response. So thanks everyone who has said really nice things and told me that this has helped them. That means a lot. So um, today we're going to do ectogenesis. So there's 3 parts that I want to look at, and they're insane. This is the hardest thumping pattern I've ever learned or ever had to transcribe. But I think I got it. I won't claim that it's accurate because I probably got it wrong. But this is what I think is going on. So patterns are in the description, so pay attention to those. One thing to look for specifically in the pattern, when you are playing eighth notes, just along with the beat, the eighth notes are split with a space. So for example, you'll see down, up, 1, but they'll be like D space U space 1. So that means that those notes are happening in eighth note patterns. Then there's groupings. For example, D, U, 1, 2, down, up, index, middle, and there's no space in between those letters and numbers. That means that that group is either 16th notes or a 8th note triplet. I didn't know how to differentiate between the two, but hopefully you'll be able to hear it. But if that requires further explanation or even a tab, I'll write one up. So just keep that in mind. Spacing means that those are generally not slower, but different notes. Different like eighth notes, different types of notes. No spacing between the groupings means it's either a 16th run or a triplet run or something like that. So let's get right into it. This is the first section we'll talk about. It happens at 224. So that's it. Really quick 2 measures. And something interesting is happening in this song with the thumping, and that is that usually, you would do a down followed by an up. But in this case, there's a lot of instances where he's doing down, down. So you're coming down, but then you're not stroking on the upstroke. You're just lifting. Which is strange, I know, but it's almost as if you were to do triplets on a double kick pedal. You might do right, left, right, left, right, instead of right, left, left, left. So like he's going to be doing triples here, which are just down, up, down, down, up, down. Or sorry, down, up, 1, down, up, 1. And that there's 2 downs in there, so keep that in mind. It's a little awkward, but the accents make sense that way. So here we have the pattern I have in front of me because this is way too hard to memorize. I have down, up, which are eighth notes, down, up, and then down, up, 1, down, up, 1, down. And those are little groups of like 16ths and eighth notes. So down, up, down, up 1, down, up, 1, down. So you get this triplet feel with a note in between. So that's the first part. I'll play it again. Super fast. So that's what we have in the first part. Now, just as a disclaimer, that's the easiest part of the 3 sections. It's the shortest and the easiest. Now, all of these sections are going to require time changes. Now, in sections like the Inner Assassins section, which was, I believe, right, something like that, all the notes were consistent. They were all groups of 5s, and there was no tempo changes with the right hand. So, but in all 3 of these, there's going to be changes in terms of, down, up, down, up, down, up, and then a really quick, like down, up, 1, 2, a grouping that's faster than the others. So timing control in the right hand is key in these riffs. So again, we'll go over the first part. Down, up, down, up, down, up, 1, down, up, 1, down. So I'll get a closer read of that. So I have down, up, just quick down, up, 1. It's kind of a knacky thing, practice that. down, up, down, up. And there's a weird double down there, so that it's strange, but judging by the sound of it, that's what I think is happening. So that's the first part. Okay. Good? Got it? All right. So, second part is this absolute nonsense riff. Here it is. Let's play it 3 times. Okay, so this begins at 228 in the song, and here a couple interesting things happening. The first is that there are really quick groups of 16th notes in groups of 4. So the riff, if you look at the tab, starts out as a quick down, up, 1, 2. Like a really quick. I'm almost just pulling my hand, like rolling my hand this way off of the string, like up, 1, 2, almost like that, just to get that, like, those pulls that are necessary for that speed. So you have a quick down, up, 1, 2 in 16ths, then down, up, 1, 2 in 8ths, followed by another down, up, 1, 2 in 16ths. So slowly it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But of course, up to speed, it's a... So again, really tough. Make sure the right hand work is really clean because it's tough to get up to speed. I still can't play this up to speed. I'm going to try to, but I definitely can't do it well. So then we have a really awesome group of 6 notes, which is all 5 fingers. It's down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4. So your pinky has to get involved, which is horrible because pinkies are really difficult to incorporate into this. I have no strength back here at all. So I'm doing down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4. Index, middle, ring, pinky. So that's the first half of the line. I split it into 2 halves. The reason I split it into 2 halves is because you'll notice in the third part that we're going to cover, the first half of the line is the same in both parts. The second half of the line is what changes. So they are actually 2 different riffs. So in the beginning we have this group of 16ths. And then all 5 fingers. So again, close up. I have down 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's the first half of the line. Next half is really troublesome in terms of speed because there's a lot of 16ths mixed between the 8ths, like triplet feel type stuff. It's not a triplet, but it feels like that diddle-it. That's a big theme in this riff. So we have a group of down, up, 1, 2 16ths and an 8. Down, up, 1, down, up, 1, down. And then a down, up at 16th note speed, so that the second part of the second riff, the first part of that line is down, up, 1, down, up, 1, down, up. And then a quick down, up, 1, 2. So down, up. Really messy, but I'm trying to get all 4 of those notes in there. And then down, up, 1, down, up, 1. Nope, down, up, 1, down, up, 1, down. So this all sounds crazy, what I'm saying. Really try and follow along with the tab. If it's unclear, I'll try and find a way to make it more clear, but split it into 2 sections like I've done. The first part would be this. And then. So really difficult to group the 2 speeds that you have to accomplish to play this. There's a lot of 16th note stuff and then regular 8th note stuff. And the difficulty with this riff comes with managing both of those speeds, not with the pattern itself. And then of course you have a lot of double downs. Like, in fact, the riff, this particular riff ends on a down and starts on a down. It ends with a group of and then straight into a group of 4/16 notes. So take your time with this. It's more of a knack. It's a feel thing. It's not like once you memorize it, you'll be able to play it. You have to feel it out and learn what it feels like to play these groups side by side. That's the only way, I think, to possibly play it up to speed. So this riff is played 3 times. So we have the first part, which is really short, and then this riff is played 3 times. And I'll see if I can't play them both together, which will be a disaster. But here we go. So something like that. All right, let's move on to the next part. So this is the next riff, which is half the same, and the second half of the riff is different. So this riff is played 4 times. Now, the difference between this and the other riff is that at the end, the first half is still the same. So down up 1, 2 and 16ths, and then down up 1, 2 and 8ths, and then another down up 1, 2 and 16ths, followed by 6 notes, down up 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So all 5 fingers. So that first half of the riff is the same as the last one. The second half, in my opinion, is easier, but only because it's a feel thing. Like the second half of the second part is 16ths and then into triplets, and just the way playing it for me feels easy. Not easy, but it feels like it has a certain feel to it that I find very conducive to the way that I do this. So second half of the riff is, again, down up 1, down up 1, down. That diddle-it, right? And then a quick down up 1 that's just 8th notes. So I'll bring that. And then we get this section of, I put it in brackets, I'll explain later, but it's down up 1, down up 1, down up 1, 2, down up 1, 2. Now the down up 1s in that group are 16ths. The down up 1, 2s become triplet, 8th note triplets, so they kind of are played a little bit slower. It's a strange feel thing, but it's sort of like, so you have this down up 1, down up 1, down up 1, 2, down up 1, 2. It's somewhat slower. You can't play all the notes at the same speed. It doesn't fit. It fits into the end of the bar because you have 6 16th notes and then 8 triplet notes. So it adds up well in terms of theory, but playing it, again, right hand control is the key. So you have, the whole thing would be down up 1, 2, down, da, da, da. So that last part is something like that. So there's a lot of time changing, a lot of tempo changing. Now, last thing to say about this is that this riff is played 4 times, but the 4th time that it's played, that bracketed group is different. But the only thing that's different about it is that those down up 1 16th notes, it's just that the rest of the way. And then it ends on that weird chord. So the second half of the riff would be, it's just a quick run of down up 1s instead of down up 1, and then time change. Not time, but note change, down up 1, 2, down up 1, 2. So this is all really confusing, I know. Definitely look at the tabs, and I'll see if I can't do a quick playthrough of the whole thing to see what it looks like. I'll bring the camera in, and I'm not playing, by the way, I'm not playing any particular notes up here. I'm muting because I don't know what the notes are, to be honest, and they're probably on a lower gauge string that I have. So here we go. I'm gonna look at the tabs while I'm doing it because this is crazy. Here we go. First part. All right. Sorry. Okay, so not very good, I know. That's what I think is going on, and I judge that by, listening for the thumb accents and the pentameter of what the other fingers are doing. So, in my opinion, I think that's what the pattern is. Could be wrong about it. Probably am wrong about it, but even if I am wrong about it, this is definitely a really cool practice pattern because, as opposed to the other ones that we've seen, this involves a lot of right hand speed changes, which is different, right? Usually it's just patterns that are happening and the speed is maintained throughout the pattern. But in this situation, a lot of triplets, a lot of triplet feel, 16th note feel, time, speed changes. So definitely a really cool pattern to practice. Obviously, it's one of the fastest ones that I've heard, and that I still can't really play it very efficiently, but I would say definitely practice it slow, practice it with a metronome. The tough part about that is that when you get into the triplets, triplet feel, and triplets and triplet feel. It's like I mean two different things. I don't know if I'm saying that very well, but if you just have a quarter click metronome, you've got to be really on point with your timing to practice it well. Otherwise, try it up to speed if you can. But I would emphasize practicing thumping all the way to the pinky, because that's something I haven't ever had to do yet, and it's really challenging to get that group of 6 notes, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 isn't coming out. The 4 and the 5 for me aren't coming out very well, so I need to definitely practice that. But anyway, I hope this is helpful. Next video I'll be doing is probably Backfingers something, that German title, one of the riffs in there. So I imagine that has something similar to this, a lot of like triplets mixed with regular 8th and 16th notes. So okay, I hope this was helpful. Please ask any questions. Let me know if something's unclear, and good luck. Good luck trying to play riff. Bye.